Hey guys, beautiful, beautiful bloom, isn't it? It's gorgeous, pure white, just a hint of yellow on there. She's just absolutely gorgeous. However, this right here is what she should be. Whoop, might help if I turn it right side up. This is what she should be. Can you see the description? It says fragrant, yellow, pink lip, no pink lip, no yellow sepals and petals. So this is not what this is. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not upset because it is a beautiful, beautiful bloom. It's very close to the, what is it, the Hawaiian Song, something like that. It's very close to that. She's not fragrant though, at all. She's been open for a week now. Has done nothing but change just a little bit on that yellow, just a little bit. So I am going to go ahead and repot her because, let me just move this rock that I've been kind of holding her in this other pot that I'm gonna actually pot her in. As you can see, she's got lots and lots and lots of old growth, lots to support her. But more importantly, she's got lots of new roots already starting. And then we have a new growth right here. And we have a new growth here. And then I believe I saw one more. And then there's a new growth coming off of here. Barely see that. But I'm going to go ahead and repot her. I was waiting for the bloom to see what it was going to do. I might lose the bloom due to the repot, and that's okay. I mean, it is a gorgeous bloom, don't get me wrong, but it's not what I was expecting. And from what I can see, she's blooms off of every new growth. So let me see if we can just pull her right out. I did not soak her or wet her or anything like that, because most of these roots in here are going to be dead. From what I understand, this is a bifoliate, meaning she produces 2 leaves. So some of the younger leaves back here are unifoliate, but that was before she became into her own. All of the growths from this growth on are all bifoliate. So I expect that's what's going to happen moving forward. Here are all the nice new roots on this side. So of course I'll have to be extra careful with that. This media is compacted in here pretty good. And I will go back to the nursery and just let them know that I did not get what I had purchased and see what comes of that. Like I said, I'm not really too mad about it. I'm just a little disappointed because I was looking forward to a really pretty pale yellow sepals and petals with a nice pink lip. All right, you know what, guys? This is in here so hard. I'm afraid to do too much. So I think I am gonna go soak her for a little bit and then we will come back and see what we have here. So we're back. I've let her soak for a little bit. Not sure how much that did for it, but we'll see. All right, and then I went ahead and grabbed a bamboo skewer to help me with trying to get some of this loosened off of here. It is still really tight in there. So what I will do is, let me take this off of here, and I will fast forward through this, guys, because it is going to take me a while. He's out. It's going to take a while to get this done. But I do see, now that I've wetted, I do see a lot of the dead roots. So I can get rid of those quite easily, and maybe that'll help loosen. This soil is just compacted in here. I'm not sure. All right, well, here we go. All right, so here's what we have left. So I'm debating on whether to keep this one on here or not, just because it just kind of looks weird at the top. but it's still really firm, so I probably will keep that one. Missed a couple here in 1 second. Because it is still firm at the base. Just cutting off these tips that are browned and starting to blacken. And it is a branching root system, which is good. I know not all orchids are branching root systems, but this one is. So this is what we have left. See right here where it just kind of looks brownish? I'll just leave it on there because she's going to end up dumping a lot of these. And I did cut off quite a few of the back bulbs just to make room in the pot to allow her room to grow, because she's going to have to kind of sit like this. As you can see, she's kind of growing. Let's see if I can move all these leaves out of the way, or at least kind of show you it's kind of growing kind of up a little bit. I am going to go rinse her off real good and see if I can get the rest of this media that was literally compacted in there. I mean, you can see there's still media up in there. But I did cut off as many of the dead roots inside as I could, and then see if I can't wash some of this algae off of the top. So I will spray her with hydrogen peroxide and let her sit for a little bit before I rinse her off, though. See if that can help kill some of the algae on there. Oh yeah, I hear it sizzling already, killing all that crap that's on there. Maybe we'll have a better looking top root system and it won't look so yeeky. It looks kind of eeky right now. All this in here too, just in case. Like I said, I got her from a nursery. So we'll let her sizzle. I'll get all this cleaned up, and then we will be back to see what the roots look like after they've been rinsed under the tap. And then we'll get her in her pot. All right, guys, be right back. So we are back. Something I wanted to show you guys too, how I clean sheaths. I know a lot of people just will pull them off. What I will do, and I wish I would have kept one of the outside ones, but what I do is I take a really damp cloth and I will just wipe, and it pretty much will take them off. So I've got one here in the middle. Let's see if we can get it in here. And it works on the older ones, but see that sheath right there? All the sheaths. I'm just going to take this fairly damp, and be careful with that new growth right there. And I just go up and down and kind of side and wipe it off, and it just will get most of it off, especially when those canes are kind of ridged a little bit. It's kind of hard to get the sheaths off. So that's kind of how I get them off. And this way you're not trying to pull, and it gets the majority of them off. Obviously it's not going to get the whole thing off, but it does get most of it off. And it usually works on the older canes. It's the newer canes with the fresh sheaths like this that obviously it's not going to work on, and you don't want to take those off anyways. All right, well, after cleaning her off, this is kind of what we're left with. That good. They still have that really dark green algae look to them, and I did not get hardly any of that extra media out. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to keep messing with her. And then that one root system that I wasn't sure about, I just went ahead and cut it off because it just seemed really loose from the base. What we're going to pot her in is a clay pot. Take some of these rocks out. I did put rocks in to help hold her down while I was waiting for this bloom to open up and see what we had. And well, now we know. And I'm going to leave that in there. So I'm going to put her in large bark perlite and charcoal. And we'll put some at the bottom. And the rocks are just for additional weight. I know the clay pot's fairly heavy there, and plus for drainage. This is the older part here. These have, let's see, there's a new growth, there's a new growth, there's a potential for new growth. We've got quite a few active eyes on here, like this one has an active eye, there's an active eye here, and then there's one in here, you can't see it, but it's also got an active eye. I will set her in about like that so that she has room to grow. And I'm also going to make my little ring that I made for my other big girl. I'll just pour it in there. Get that up under there. Being careful not to damage any of our new roots that we have here. And let me just get some back here as well. And again, I think she's going to be pretty in this pot. I just don't like the fact that it can't be nosy as far as what's going on in the pot. But I guess that's one of the things I'm going to have to live with. Okay, I don't like the way she's sitting in there. Let me start over. Let me put her a little bit lower. Let's see, where's the new root? There's the new growth, new growth. Oh, there's 3 new growths on here. Okay. And again, don't bury your rhizome because you don't want it to get soggy and wet. Got a nice big hole right here that needs media in it. Let's see, let me just pour it in there. Pour, and then I'll move it over. And I'm probably gonna have to stake her just because she does have roots, but they're not secured into the pot yet. It's gonna be a little wobbly for a little bit, so we'll stake her down to make sure that she's not gonna wobble out and then break roots as they're growing. And again, the great thing with Cattleyas is they do not mind those air pockets. I do want to make sure I have media, but I'm not too concerned if there are more air pockets than I would normally put in, say, for an oncidium. Grab a skewer real quick and get some of this bark down in there, hold her in. And I expect a lot of these older roots that I kept on here, she's gonna dump them. That's just what they like to do. And from what I understand, bifoliates are a lot pickier than your unifoliate or monofoliate Cattleyas. That's why I was trying to keep as many of the older roots as I could until the newer roots get a little more established. The newer roots that she has are mature enough that they will start absorbing the water to support her. And again, I'm just using the bamboo skewer to jiggle down in between to make sure that there are bark pieces down in the pot as well to help support and for those roots to start grabbing onto. Hopefully they'll start branching out as well, because I did have to cut a few of them. Take one of these and we are going to stake this latest growth right here so that she stays steady and secure right there. This one we're going to put up like that, and we are going to stake these two together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Velcro tie here that you can find in any garden center. It's usually over where they sell the tomato plant rings and stands and all that stuff. So, but this way, these two will be upright. And let's see, stake this side, this one. Let's see if I can do it without breaking. Yes. Kind of put that one up against the pot to help secure this back end and keep it from moving too much. There we go. And looks like we're gonna need to squiggle some more media down in there because I can see straight into the pot. Let's see, can we do anything on this side? Probably not. I think I'm just gonna let this one stay where it is. But we are going to take this and we are going to wrap it around all of them. Yep, that is going to be long enough. Okay, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because she doesn't have anything to hold her here. I know I probably should wire her in, but I don't have any wire put in here because she has no roots back here and she's heavy on that side. Okay, I have an idea. We're going to put a stake right here up against the pot, and I am going to take this piece and we'll loop it onto this back bulb here and make it a lot lower. And let me wrap it around a few times to hold it on here. And let's see if I can't make this work. I think that might work better. Around a couple of times so it doesn't unwrap itself. Oh, that's much better. All right, that is much better. Now just to wrap this young lady here, keep her standing up. There we go. Now she won't move so much. Let's see. There we go. Yep, that I think is going to work. I may have to do a couple of adjustments in the next couple of weeks just to kind of see what's going on, but I think these guys will do well right here. Even though it's not what I purchased, she is still a beautiful, beautiful Cattleya. I think it would. I think I wouldn't have been as disappointed if she would have been fragrant. So, hope you guys had a fun time watching me get frustrated and try to get this thing situated. If you have any tips on aftercare after repotting a bifoliate, leave them in the comments down below. So if this was her first blooming, I'd be like, okay, maybe the next one. But like I said, she's bloomed off of all of the new growth since she started doing bifoliate leaves. If you know what this orchid is, let me just get her in a little bit closer so you can kind of get a good close-up. If you could ID her, let me know. That'd be great, because obviously we know it's not what I purchased, but it would be nice to know what she is, proper ID. All right, guys, well, thank you again for sticking around to the end of this. I know it was a little bit long, but you know me, I look at every root. Even if it's dead, I'll look at it, because sometimes even though it looks dead, it's not dead. Please remember to give this video a like, subscribe if you would, and we'll see you on the next one.